This is a first attempt at changing out a fuel pump in a 2000 Ford Explorer 5-liter V8, and this is what we're going to be tackling. So this is the front part of the tank, and these are the two 17 millimeter, I believe 17 millimeter screws, and I've loosened those but haven't taken them out all the way yet because I'm not exactly sure what all is going to happen. I need to get another tie down for the front, and then we'll go from there. This is the back of the tank. Let me zoom out a little bit. And that's a 13 millimeter right here, which is the strap that goes around the tank right here. And took somebody's advice, and I've got a tie down holding the tank up right now. And unfortunately, I've got about 2/3 of a tank of gas, so that'll be interesting to deal with in a few minutes. Okay, here are those two 17 millimeter bolts that I've taken out. You can see I've got the strap around there, and I bent the tank hanger down, you can see in the back. So now, okay, so I'm in the progress of lowering the tank and just taking it slow and checking things out. So you can see I've got set up there with the tie downs. Got another one here just because I don't know what I'm doing. And so we can go look above the tank. So we're looking right at the fuel pump right there. And here are the fill hoses. And so I've dropped it maybe, oh, I don't know, somewhere less than a foot. And that it won't go down anymore because the hoses that are right there in the center of the picture, where that blinding white light is, right between those two rubber hoses. So looks like I'll take those off, and we'll see what happens next. Here's a view from the back. So the silver thing hanging down is the tank. It says XL24 on it. And then just up right in the center of the picture right now are the two rubber hoses going into the tank with the hose clamps around them. Here's another view from the side of the tank, and exactly in the center you see the black hose, which is running down here, and that is the hose clamp. We have the two hoses removed. Just covered them up, covered the holes up with a pair of old gloves and rubber bands. So that's where we stand. I believe now the tank will come down, so we'll try and lower it a little bit more on this side. Okay, so let's see. I got this this connector. It looked kind of rusty, but that you just pop that off, holds that on. This electrical connector goes over here, and you just press down on the top of it and pull. And then these are 8 millimeter bolts that go around there. And so I'm going to vacuum it off again and then pull it out. Okay, to disconnect the fuel line from the top of the fuel pump, you have to use one of these special tools like this. And I had a heck of a time getting this thing off. But basically you have to insert it so that you can compress some springs in there, and then pull it off. Okay, we got the fuel pump out, and the old one is on the right and the new one is on the left. And the only thing we had to do, the extra step, was just to disconnect this connector, which is pretty easy to get to. Just press on that tab and it'll come right out. Okay, there was plenty of room to install this fuel pump. I apologize I don't have it on video, but I don't have anybody to hold the camera while I do the work. So yeah, it went in pretty easy. Just have a new gasket there. Just make sure that gets on, and that you tighten down the bolts in a diametrically opposed alternating sequence so it sucks down evenly. So now I'm going to hook it back up. Okay, starting to push the tank back up and remake some of the connections. So if we look in there, we can see the fuel, all the connections are made. I need to put that clip back on there. Electrical connections are made on each side, and all I've done with this tie down is just it's allowed me just to slowly move the tank up and down to sort of control the height and do it very slow and controlled. And got the ones on the other end. You see, I had a couple of them. I took those off, so just have one tied down in the front. And then if we come look over here, we can see it's a little bit dark, but you can see the flange of the tank bolts to that black piece that's exactly in the center of the screen right now. So it's pretty close to being where it needs to be, and it's not that heavy since it doesn't have much gas in it. So I will continue pushing it up and connect the hoses at the back. Okay, so here's a video. You can tell I've moved the tank up a little bit more, still have that tie down on there, and have connected the hoses back up.